Hello everyone, this is Zeke777 and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. We've got two brand new buildings behind us here and I am ready to start actually working on what they're going to be doing inside. So we, between episodes, did finish up the building here. I'm not entirely happy with it yet. It's a big rectangle that's kind of a face on the front. This one over here I'm a little bit happier with, I think. I'm not sure. But on the inside we have our amethyst golems inside. They are working hard, getting us some amethyst, and upstairs there's a whole lot of nothing going on, at least for now. Next door, meanwhile, we've got a little bit over here. Nothing much. A bunch of pieces of granite which are about to go away. Today, the name of the game is Automated Essence. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a whole bunch of arcane pedestals. 21 I think is exactly the number that I need. And I think that is all that we have left to get. I guess we'll need a bunch of starbunkles, but we'll come back for those. First up, in here, this is going to be the actual essence area. So we're going to start by just replacing all of these, and let's switch you to a break spell, please. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Break these out in between. Perfect. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this side. Now that we have our pedestals going, the next thing we need is Imbuement Chambers. Now, there's a lot of different places I can put these. In fact, the way I have it set up here, with the 3 across like this, I can have the chamber here, or here, or here, or really this entire ring could just be entirely Imbuement Chambers. We're not doing that. Where it's going to go with, for now, just one in the top there. I think that's a good spot for it. It's not preventing us from putting an item on the pedestal underneath it. It may just get a little confusing because it's probably going to render both the items. I guess we could do it on the floor. If I do the floor, how crowded is it in here? That's probably fine. Let's do it on the floor. Okay, so each of these now has their imbuement chamber, and it's only going to accept items if we have the right items in the pedestals themselves. The rest of these 3 chambers are actually going to go next door, and I'm thinking I'm just going to put them right here. Perfect. Now let me go grab all of the recipe items, I'm not actually sure what they're called. I guess ingredients, but they don't get used up. So essence. Each of these has 3 items that need to be in the pedestals around it, and then in the middle will be a source gem. Once you have your 3 items that you need for the essence in question, in this case, I'm not sure which one this is, but we put those 3 there for the abjuration essence, and in the middle will be a source gem. So we're going to just get that one started. Notice it's very slow, but that's okay. Fully AFK, so I don't need to actually really do anything once this is done. These 3 are in place. Next up, let's grab, Conjuration, Wildenhorn, Book, and Starbuncle Shard. You know, I don't have that one on me. Let me go grab those. Alrighty, we have our Shard, Horn, and Book. Next up is Air, which is Feather, Arrow, and Wing. Feather, Arrow, Wing. Place these in, and so on until we've filled in all of them. And there is our last one. So these are all crafting up now. None of them are done yet, but it will take a little while. The next part of this puzzle is over in this area. Over here, you'll notice we can't actually put these source gems directly in. We can only put amethyst in. And that is where we're going to have these guys down below. They're going to be helping us out a little bit. So for now, I'm just going to put a couple of these in here so I have them available. Doop, doop, and there. Cool. Those are all crafting. All fine. Next up, we need a whole bunch of starbunkles, and I'm not actually sure how many I want to use. I've done this whole thing using 3. It's a little bit of back and forth that you have to deal with, but I think it would be fine. I'm not entirely sure. What we can do, however, I think I'm going to need at least 2 in here. One will be bringing the amethyst from down below up to here. The other one will be taking all of the source gems out of there and putting them into a chest. And I don't have a chest on me, I assume. Nope. And no wood. Oh, we do have some wood in here. You know, I'm not going to use the... Here we go. 1, 2. Perfect. 1 chest. And let's grab our crafting table and grab ourselves a chest real quick. Cool. You can go right here. Perfect. When working with starbunkles, there's a few things to keep in mind. One is they will only take and deal with whatever they have room to store. So this guy here, if I have you take from here, and I want you to store upstairs, you're only going to be able to put things up here if there's actually room. So right click, you will now store items here. So if I take this out, he should pick up a single amethyst shard. Ideally, he'll figure out how to get up the stairs. I said ideally you'll figure out how to get up the stairs. Stairs are over there. Like I said, we'll build some quick stairs for this guy so that he can get up here. And from here, you know what, we can actually, if I break that right there, that should be enough for you. He'll be able to store the source gem up here, or rather the amethyst shard that'll be turned into a source gem. Good job. Now, next up, we need a second starbuncle. So you're right here, cool. Your job is going to be filling up this chest. And actually, while you're up here, let me right-click you, set you to this one, right-click you, set you to this one. Thank you. And over in this one, we need to fill this up with source gems. Since we don't have enough, we can fill in with literally anything else. I have a bunch of moss carpet, because why not? Cool. Your job now is going to be take from this and fall down here, apparently. You will take from there. You will also take from that one. And you'll also take from that one. And you will then store in here. You good? Good job. And as we saw there, the second starbuncle, or rather the first one, is going to immediately realize, hey, these are empty. I can put something up here. Where are you going? Where are you going? Stay over there. Well, unfortunately, starbuncles also have a wonderful other side, and that is they like to pick up items. So for instance, if I were to toss a source gem on the ground here, he's going to realize, oh look, I know where to put this. And he's going to run over here. Cool, thank you. Good job. Where is your amethyst, buddy? Who knows? Anyway, one thing that's really useful in order to stop them from doing that is to make ourselves some starbuncle shades. Basically what these are is it makes them too cool to actually do a job. So they're going to, I think 5's probably enough. We can take these, turn them into glasses. Thank you. And we can just right click you, and now he's too cool to see items. Now, if I were to open this up and take one of these out, toss it down, he's not going to even see it. So that's kind of handy if you have things like this where they need to be staying in one spot and moving around. Those are two opposite things. If they're supposed to be doing a job of moving items from inventories, this will make it so that they won't get bothered by, oh look, there's a piece of sand outside, let me go grab it. So his job is now take from here, put it in this box. Good job. So now that the source gems are automatically working, what are you doing over here? Stay over there. Anyway, we need 2 more of these guys. So one of them, your job is going to be storing things in these, and of course the only item that'll actually fit in them, just by virtue of them having a recipe, is a source gem. So you are going to store here, you are going to store here, and so on. And now that you're set to store at 7 locations, we need to give you a location to actually pull from, and that is going to be over here. Now one thing is that this is going to be an issue. I don't want him to start pulling all the amethyst from over there once this guy starts working. Where did he go? Anyway, so what we're going to need to do actually is we do need to use a scroll on here, a mimic scroll, and tell you just source gems. That way you will ignore that and I don't have to worry about any empty spots in this inventory. So what's going to happen is this guy over here, he's going to start working, and he's going to pull all the source gems. Suddenly there's an empty spot, and now it breaks everything. So we need to go back to our storage setup there, and grab a quick mimic scroll, which I should have plenty of them sitting around, because they're not being used anymore. We can just take you. Thank you. Got the item frame, and I did not get the mimic scroll. Where'd it go? Perfect, that works. Okay. Let's fly back over. Thank you. And we should have a frame with us as well now. Cool. Go over here, place the frame on the front, and a mimic scroll in there. Now we can actually take out all of this, and we can take basically all but one, and it's only going to be storing source gems in here. Good job. Stay over here. And back to this guy. Now that that inventory over there is sorted out, you are now set to pull from over there. Currently, you're not doing anything. Good job. Have some sunglasses. And our last Starbuncle, your job is the exact opposite. You are going to be storing over here, but specifically you're going to be storing only what already is in here, which is currently nothing, so you don't really have a job. But you also have the job of pulling from each of these. And the 7th one, there you go. And you also get a pair of sunglasses. Alright, now we basically just need to go sort out that chest. So we're going to grab one of these, one of everything, and run over here. Now one thing that is important is the way the double chests work. If you have the Starbuncle bound to this side of the chest, and not side rather, but this half of the chest, is the side that needs to have the mimic frame, or the mimic scroll rather. Over here, if it was on this side, and you bound him to this side, he won't see that there's actually any sort of filtering on here. So, thing to keep in mind. We put those in there. Let's grab the other 3. Thank you. Now, one Starbuncle should be running over there to grab some of these mana gems, source gems. Thank you. He's coming over here. Looks good. And we can put the rest of these into here. Can I sort you? Thank you. Awesome. This is done. This automation is now completely, fully automatic. Your job, once these start to get transformed, you are going to start picking them up and storing them over here. And basically, we'll be able to come over here and ideally have a few stacks of each of the essence available at all times. And once that is completely full, then of course he will stop, pulling items over there, and everything's just going to kind of sit with one essence left in here. And at that point, it's just kind of, as soon as I take some away, then the Starbuncles will realize that they have work, and then they can start storing things again. And I think actually our problem down here is the same thing. You, I think, are getting distracted by these the amethyst shards just sitting there and having trouble pathing over to the actual chest here. Is there anything I can do to help that? I'm wondering if I were to break this one. If I break you, are you able to move around a little bit better now? Did you walk on top of the golem? You did. What? No, don't climb up there. That might be a problem, because this one's going to just keep growing back. If I were to put a slab here, and here, are you going to be able to path down here? Grab one of these. And grab one of these. Okay. That looks like that'll work. Okay, so he's going to walk on the top of this here instead, which I think is fine. You know what, we might swap you out for... Maybe swap you for a calcite? No, because this... They have trouble pathing. So right now, this budding amethyst and this one both can have a shard appear on it, which is probably going to throw him off. I'm just going to monitor it for a while and see if it has any more issues. So this guy here who keeps wandering over here for no reason, I'm thinking what the problem is. I had noticed before that when I had all the Starbuncle shards here, or the charms rather, his charm was not, it wasn't stacking with the rest of them. So I'm wondering if, even though it says storing at 1, taking from 3, I'm wondering if you are actually not doing that. If I cast, let's do, no, I want to keep that one. I'll take this one. Let's go with a projectile and dispel, which should wipe it, I think. Of course, it thinks I'm trying to right click it. I want you over here. Alright. Now you're still not stacking. Task cleared? We'll see. Let's see. You need to pull from this one, pull from this one, pull from this one, and then store at this one. And you get your sunglasses back. Alright, let's see if he gets confused and starts wandering over here. He shouldn't anymore. You can stay over there. Good. One thing I can do to speed this up a little bit is I'm going to put a chest right here, I think. And instead of this guy storing things here, what you're going to do is you're going to, let me take those glasses from you, you are actually going to be storing things over here. Right there. Perfect. Now, what that's going to do is, since the one that's going to be putting each of the source gems into things has to walk quite a ways now, basically the problem is that it was getting lost. It's actually hiding around the back there because it got so lost. You need to store things there, so let me grab a item frame, place you on there, and we could either put a source gem or a mimic scroll. I'm actually going to do a source gem in here, might as well. And you storing at 3, taking from 1. Okay, so you're the one who's filling up here. You need to take from these. You take that. And this poor lost Starbuncle, you know, I'm actually going to just say take from here, and we're going to pretend that this chest never was here. So it's going to say taking items from 2 locations, because it's still thinking that there might be some stuff here. Keep moving. And now that there's not actually an inventory here, it shouldn't bother trying to go over there, even though it's technically bound to it already. So you should just start taking from here, and that's going to speed things up in this room, because basically they were all finishing at the same time, and you'd have to run all the way over there, all the way back, all the way over there, all the way back. You're missing one over here. Come on. You. Put a gem in that. Oh, wait. Ah, yes. You don't have any gems. Perfect. Working as intended. So everyone seems to be working nicely now. Everyone's doing their job, running around. We can, of course, name them, give them colors, all that fun stuff. For now, I just wanted to get it up and running so that these can start being made. Because, like I said, it's a slow process, so it's something I want to get started sooner rather than later. Awesome. Now, the next thing I want to do with this is I do want to actually start a proper enchanting area. So if I look up the Enchanting Apparatus, there are a lot of things I can do in here, most of which aren't even actually listed in this. There's all these actual recipes for crafting things, but it can also, if I open my book here and go to the documentation tab, this is the same as the worn notebook elsewhere, it can also be accessed from your casting spellbook, which is really handy. There is a whole section in here of enchanting. So basically every vanilla enchant that's not a treasure enchantment, so that means no mending or swift sneak, but everything else is able to be made in here. But a lot of these are going to need, okay, this one in particular doesn't need any, but a lot of these do need to have various essences. Here we go. Unbreaking needs a bunch of abjuration essence. In fact, I think abjuration is needed the most. So that's actually something that we can deal with. We have an extra pedestal over here, because you are not needed anymore. So what we can do actually is if we just pop over here, we can actually double up on these pretty easily. Which one is making abjuration? You're making abjuration. Okay, so if I place this on top here, and you are taking from 7, you're now going to take from 8, and you are storing at 7, so you're now going to be storing at 8. What that should do then, once he realizes that something's missing, I think it has a 4-second or so delay. Once it realizes it's missing, it's going to start doing this, and that means we're going to be producing twice as many abjuration essence as we are everything else. Which is good because that's used in a lot of recipes. So going over the enchanting itself, It's basically the same as making items in there. You have to put the various items on the outside pedestals and then put the item that you want to enchant inside it. So for instance, for Unbreaking 1, I need to have Abjuration, Diamond, Source Gem Block, and Block of Lapis Lazuli. Use a whole bunch of this, by the way, so I hope you have a good source of those. You can trade that from villagers, that's helpful. One thing to note is that in order to get the next level, so Unbreaking 2 for instance, that will require your item to have Unbreaking 1 first. So in order to get something all the way with Unbreaking 3, you're going to need 3 Abjuration, 5, 6 diamonds, a whole bunch of everything basically. That's for every single item. So if you want Unbreaking on everything, which of course you do, why wouldn't you? It's going to take a lot. So that's why we want to get this started early, because it's going to take a while. These ones here, I just took the ones that we had over in our hopper underneath our original Imbuement Chamber and just threw it over here. Eventually I'll start pulling all this and sending it to a proper storage system once we have one. Well, now that Essence is just going to be kind of AFK, it'll just work while we're not even bothering with it, there's a few more things I want to get done, and one of those is our crop situation here. So I have to keep coming over here because this is quite effective and it keeps filling this up. I just emptied this out and it's already getting filled up already. So I want to do something about that, because also over here in our crop chest, yeah, it's full. So that's the thing. And I think what we're going to do, at least for now, is we want to get some villagers going. Because if you remember, one of the things that we needed was we needed a whole bunch of lapis. And I don't have any lapis. So we're going to work on that. Let me grab one blaze rod here and a little bit of cobblestone. 3 should do. And while we are also here, let's get some planks. We're going to need that for making ourselves a few composters. Let's start with 3 of you for now, and 1 brewing stand. Perfect. Okay, so we have ourselves our traders, and we have a backpack full of villagers. So the way this works, and this is going to be another temporary setup, because I want to set a proper trading hall somewhere, and I also don't want that trading hall to be in my base, because I don't want the villagers here. Villagers are a little expensive. I know they're a bit better in these little traders here. I don't actually know how much better though. So we're going to just kind of see what we can do. So I'm just going to grab a few of you. Don't really care how many. Okay, perfect. And we're just going to set them up. So you are now a cleric. Oh, it actually consumes that. Interesting. Because I know it needs to be there. Are you just always? I thought it actually had the. Okay, so you're just always a cleric. Got it. All right. Well, Mr. Farmer here, you want to buy wheat? I would like you to buy carrots and potatoes, ideally. Ooh, perfect. I don't have any. Let me go grab some. Because I want all my wheat. I need my wheat. What I don't need, however, is carrots and potatoes. So let's head back over here, and ideally you still want them. Yes. 26 and 22 isn't ideal, but it'll work. Come on. There you go. The if you press the space button, spacebar, then it'll automatically fill these up again. However, it wasn't doing it for a moment. Not sure why. You're now an apprentice. So I'm going to level up a couple of these because I want to get my cleric here to be selling me some lapis. Alrighty, well we've done a little bit of trading, a little bit of mining off camera, and what we have here is just very simple, just a couple farmers that I had earlier. I also got myself a librarian. You can actually refresh their trades pretty easily here. There's like a little repeat button here, you just keep hitting that until you get what you want, and I found a mending for 16. Actual price is kind of irrelevant, we'll be able to lower that later on, but hey, mending book is always good to have. So I got a couple of those. I haven't put it on anything yet, because I think we're going to wait for the next episode to get into enchanting. Sorry, that was bothering me here. I'm going to wait for the next episode for that because it's going to be a little bit bigger of a project, and I don't really want to start a whole episode 20 minutes into an episode because there's lots of things to do for that. So I think what we're going to do is call this one for an episode now. We've got at least a start of a little bit thing here. We can get some emeralds from these guys pretty easily. It's a little expensive right now for the carrots and potatoes, but that is automated over there, so that's just kind of a time thing. We've got you completely unlocked. We can buy ender pearls now. They do have the end is already unlocked. In fact, I've got it on the map here. I think it's just north of us here. This is Imbument, which is what I would consider not far away from me, and then end portal's a little bit further, so it's not too bad. There's also people who have warps and stuff set up by now, so that's easy enough to do if we need ender pearls. But lapis, that's a good thing. Only 1-to-1 is kind of expensive. That's not going to get any cheaper, but what we can do is get the emerald trade from our potatoes and carrots here to be a little bit cheaper. That'll help. This guy here, I don't know what else he'll have unlocked. I did throw together a very quick sugarcane farm here. It's not automated at all. It's just, once it's full, I can come over here and get 3 stacks of sugarcane. Not too bad. I do plan on automating this, mostly because I've got plans for a giant library for my main storeroom. Probably that big square right there. But that's going to take a lot of books, so that's going to need a lot of paper. But that's going to be a task for later. I think right now, having the essence set up, the wall is supposed to keep you guys out. I'm actually curious. Sorry, this is a complete tangent. If I do this, get voluntary exile, I don't know if that's going to start a raid with the easy villagers. Why are you so expensive? Amplify, 3 fortune. Okay. We do... Wait. Where did our... Where... Said voluntary exile. I don't have a dispel spell anywhere here. Odd. Okay. Is there a raid over here then? No, I don't see a raid bar. Okay. Well, I was going to test to see if that would give us a raid, and we could do that real quick. But it looks like no, that did not, because for some reason that just immediately dispelled. Not really sure why, but cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. We got the essence going. That's a big help. We've got quite a lot now at this point. I think we're up to 2 stacks of some of these. I did double up on the abjuration, conjuration, and manipulation, just because those are used in a lot more of the enchanting than the others, but I think that will be very helpful, and next episode we'll go ahead and get started enchanting our gear, because yeah, I took a lot of damage just from the pillagers there, so that's got to get fixed. So, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.